Hi, I'm Rich Tejada from Keys to Fitness here in sunny Mexico on Lake Chapala, just south of Guadalajara. I have a beautiful outdoor gym on my patio where I teach mostly seniors physical fitness and some cardio work. And I just wanted to discuss when you have injuries or if you're burned out like I am right now. I've been working for a better part of 2.5 years through the COVID and have not had any vacations, and I'm sure a lot of other people are dealing with the same thing, but now that it's opening up, we'll be able to maybe do some traveling. But it's been a hard 2.5 years. I've worked very hard. I'm in my mid-70s. I work out really hard myself, so probably overdid it. And that showed up this past month with really low energy. My shoulders were really hurting me, which they have been hurting on and off for 8-9 years now, ever since I tore a rotator cuff and didn't have it repaired. Now my left shoulder is bothering me. I don't know if there's a tear there, but I've got bursitis in both shoulders, and it's just something I put up with. There's not much I can do about it. I'm not going to take a lot of painkillers, and the only time it really bothers me is when I'm trying to sleep. So right now I'm not doing a lot of intense exercise, and I'm definitely not doing anything that involves too much heavy shoulder work. So the point of this was to just talk about whether you're just a beginner, recreational athlete, or even somebody who's more of a pro. Everybody's going to get injured at some point. Whether you're working out or if you're just working in the garden and you twist your back or you pick up something the wrong way without bending your legs, you can get injured. So for me, what I do is when I get injured in a certain area of my body, I work something else. So at least it keeps my mind active and I feel like I'm doing something. So right now I'm not doing a lot of upper body stuff, a lot of chest. Some back I can do, not too much, but anything that involves my shoulders I pretty much will steer clear of, except I cheat on 1 or 2 kind of easy exercises that aren't push-ups, that kind of thing. So I just thought I'd throw a few things at you. If you're injured, like I am with shoulders, then what I do is I work my core and my legs, and I'll get some cardio out of that because I'll do some jumping with that, and it works out for me. So it might be just something you might want to follow along with if you're injured. Still do something, even if it's just a fast walk or maybe a walk-run like I do, because I don't run long distances anymore. So I'll do a few things and see if it makes sense to you. So for me, I normally warm up just with some jumping jacks. I normally do 60, but I'll just do 20 for argument's sake. For me, that jacks my heart rate up to about 100 right there. If I do 30, 40, 50, it'll go up to 120, 125. So I've got blood in my legs, my arms, body, the whole body. So you're ready to go basically. But if I'm only going to do a few, then I'll do some squats and I'll use the TRX. You don't have to. You can just do squats without any equipment. But I like to use the TRX because I have it. So I'll do squats like this, and this is what I teach a lot of my seniors. If you have your arms long, it takes a lot of the weight off the knees, and if you have injured knees, you can do squats. If you don't have problems with your knees, TRX has your arms bent like this because you're putting more weight on your thighs and your glutes. So you're getting more work, but it's also, if you have injured knees, like a lot of seniors do, it's not a good idea. So I teach them like this, and almost everybody can do squats. If their arms are long, it takes the weight off the knees. So the only thing I might do for shoulders, I won't do it with a lot of angle on my body. I'll do a few rows. I'm not pulling up a lot of my weight, and I'm not letting my arms go out like this. I'm just doing a few. So it's working shoulders, biceps, and the lats. And that's about it for that. Then I'll do normally 20 lunges, but for this video I'll just do 10. Again, this is also cardio. It's good for balance. If you want to get more out of it, throw your arms up in the air. Challenges your balance. And if you want to do it in reverse lunge or a curtsy lunge, you don't know where you're going, so it's a little difficult at the beginning. So I'm at 120 right now. I'm in a cardio zone. So work my legs a lot. So I'm going to go straight into core. And I'll do it the standing stuff first. So I have a lot of bands, different kinds of bands. Bands with handles, bands without handles. I've been testing out different styles. These are the best, but I can't find them anymore. And so I picked these up recently. They're not as good, but for 40 bucks, I guess it's worth it. So this is for a rotational thing for your core, for your obliques. So I'll do it facing the camera, not away. So I get in this kind of position, offset feet, and I'll just go like that. So you're working your core, and one side oblique more than the other. I normally do 15 of these because this is pretty heavy tension. I'm not going to count while I'm talking. I can't do that. My clients always tell me, I've already done 15. So that's for your oblique. Another one for your oblique, which again, I'm not working my core, my shoulders at all. There's a little bit involved, but it's not a lot. So this one is for anti-rotation. That one you're rotating. This one you're not rotating. So you just have this here and you just push out. Now you're resisting having this turning you towards the bars of the windows, okay? So it's again, working that core, keeping it tight and tense. So I do these also. I don't do them directly after that other one. And then I'll turn around and do it the other way. Then one of my favorites, which catches your hamstrings. They don't mention this a lot. They're really talking like it's a glute, hip, and low back exercise, but it really is great for the hamstrings. And there aren't a lot of exercises for hamstrings that you can do with bands and stuff, unless you're seated and you're pulling like this. So the bridge is one of my favorites. And I teach most of my clients that can get on a mat. I don't have them necessarily doing a Bosu, but I'm going to do it on the Bosu. Most of them I have it with their feet on the ground. But I'm going to show you like this. And the Bosu, you're moving, so it's working a lot of other stabilizer muscles in your body to keep you balanced while you're up there, okay? So I'm going to do, you know, just about 5 or 6. I normally do 15 with double legs. I have my heels in, I dig my heels in. As soon as you dig your heels in like that, you can feel your hamstrings contracting. You know, if you have your feet on the ground like this, they don't contract as much. If you put your heels in the ground, the hamstrings contract. So you're really getting a great work if you've got your heels in the ground. So heels in, push down. These are tight as a bowstring right now. I'm going to push my tummy down, get my back flat, and I'm going to push up and stay there for a second. I'm just going to do 5, but normally I would do quite a bit more for my workout. You squeeze your butt at the top. Okay, then my next series is going to be single leg. So now, just have the left heel in, one leg out, and I'll do 5 of these. Normally I would do 10 to 15 of these. So you're really working that left leg, hamstring, glute, low back,
Remember to keep the tummy down, tight, towards your spine. Squeeze your tummy towards the spine so that you're not putting so much work on the low back. I mean, you're going to work it, but you don't want to work it too much because you can strain your low back like that. Okay, other leg. Left leg out straight. Hey, heel in. Push up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Next one I do, which I'll teach a lot of my clients, is just a simple curl up. You can have your heels in again if you want, or you can have them flat. Your heels are in, you got this thing contracted, your ham's contracted. But I'll do it flat. And you're just basically, you can put weights in your hands to make it harder. And you're just going to take your shoulders up off the mat, 2 or 3 inches, keeping it looking straight up, not turning your head down like this because then you can hurt your neck. So you're just going to look straight up, blow out and squeeze. You do that series with the bridge, these, then I'll go and do a donkey kick, bringing my knee into my opposite elbow. Now, even putting myself in this position with that weight on my shoulders hurts me a bit. So this is about the hardest thing I'm going to do with my shoulders because the left one is hurting right now as I'm doing this. So that's why I have to be really careful because I want to be able to sleep the next couple of nights. So I'm going to bring my right knee into my left elbow as much as I can. That's going to work that oblique, and then I'm going to kick back out and do a donkey kick to work the glutes. So in. If you go straight out, you're going to get glute work, a little bit of low back. If you want to get more glute, bring your leg up high. But if you have pain in your low back or lumbar spine issues, might not be a good idea to put your leg up like that. Just go straight out. And if you have sciatic pain, like one of my clients did, she injured herself and I didn't realize that she had this pain shooting down the back of her leg, and we did these donkey kicks and reactivated it, and it was really painful. So be careful with this. Bring it into the opposite elbow, kick back out. This is also kind of aerobic. Have your hands under your shoulders. Don't have them out like that. Have your hands under your shoulders. Kick out. So, I don't know how many minutes I'm into. I thought I had my timer on, but I didn't. So, I'm going to go back to legs, and I'm going to do a pistol squat, which, if you did it without holding on to something, you have to be really super strong. So, this is my version of a pistol squat using TRX, and I get down on one leg, It's hard enough doing this, but you can imagine how hard it must be for the people that can do this without holding on to anything. I admire them because the strength they must have in their quad and their glute must be amazing. I normally do about 8 to 10, a couple of sets, but just because I'm doing a short video, and I'll feel this. If I do 2 sets of these, you also have to balance yourself pretty good. It's pretty hard. If I do 2 sets of these, my ass and my thighs are burning 2 days from now. Tomorrow, not so much. You can do that another way also.
You can do a pistol squat like that. So I'm doing my legs and my core a lot, staying away from the shoulders. Now if you have bands, this is one of the things that a lot of my clients really enjoy, and it's back extension with the bands. They have machines in the gym that are probably $4,000 or $5,000. Here's a $25 band that I got in Canada, and I have them put their feet here, and I just have them go back like this. So when they're going back like that, you're getting a little bit of work in the shoulders, the lats a bit, but it's working that low back. You're extending that back out. So you're working that low back, and because this is pushing you towards the wall, the core has to tighten up to prevent you from ejecting into the window. So this is a very, everyone loves this exercise. Now I do it with a couple of bands, not just the one, but they can do this for 20 or 30 times, and it's really, really good for people who have, everyone has low back pain quite frequently because we're really weak in that area. So that's one of the other things I'll do for the back. What else to show you? I learned this in a Pilates video. I can't remember the name of the gal. I put weights in my hands. I do about 20 or 30 of these. Now, if you have low back pain, some people complain about this, so I don't have them do too many, but they'll do it. Then I'll have them relax for about 30 seconds. Have them put their feet back up. Then I'll have them lean back, and I'll put heavier weights in my hands, but for my 70 and 80-year-olds, we lean back, we just go like that. And we stay in this position. Of course, this has to stay tight. And if you have heavier weights, you're working your arms, a little bit of your shoulders, and you're getting a little bit more calorie burn out of it. And the last one I'll show, which you'll see a lot of people doing in the gyms and stuff. One of my favorite trainers doesn't like it, Jeff Cavalier. He's a fabulous trainer on the internet on athleanx.com, but it's just what they call a Russian twist. So you put some weights in your hands. You don't have to, you can just do it with your hands. You lean back again, this is tightening your core, and you just rotate. If you have spinal issues, twisting, you have to be very careful. So I have 3 people with spinal issues, so we're not doing this. Now when I'm doing it, I'll put my feet up, which is harder, and I'll do that. And that's the extent of a short workout for me. Didn't really hurt my shoulders. I didn't do any push-ups. Didn't do my chest press on the TRX, which I love doing. One of the cheat things that I do, which I shouldn't be doing for the chest, is a simple exercise like this with a band. You just go like that. And that's really contracting that pectoral. So this is a pretty light band, so sometimes I'll do that, and if it's light, it doesn't bother me. If I took this heavier band, I won't sleep for a couple of nights. So keep that in mind about injuries. And if you're burned out, I took 9 days off, didn't do anything, okay, except walking, that's it. So treat your body properly if you've been injured or if you're burned out. take the time off. Your body's not going to lose all it's gained if you've been working out for a long time. Okay? So, hope this has been helpful. Have a great day.